What's up, guys? I'm Josh Mosiman. Welcome to This Week in MXA, episode number 159, presented by O'Neill Racing. Thank you guys for tuning in. Anaheim 1 is right here. It's almost here, and it's stacked up to be another most stacked season in Supercross ever. 450 class once again has a credible lineup with Eli Tomac returning from injury, Jett Lawrence moving up to the 450 class, and many, many more. In this episode, we're going to talk previewing Anaheim 1, what's to come, TV schedule, track map, and more. Let's get into it. Starting off with the Anaheim 1 Supercross track, it is always an exciting one coming into Anaheim. You always hear the riders' interviews coming into the season saying, I feel the best that I ever have. But we have a long list of riders that are either returning from injury, or their manufacturer has jumped to a new bike, or they've switched teams coming into 2024. So not very many riders are coming in with the same bike, same team, and uninjured. We're gonna get into that list here shortly. But first, let's talk about the Anaheim 1 Supercross track. There is a sand section right after you cross the start. It's this turning sand section. Right now, it has some rollers in it. Sand always makes for a chaotic section of the track in Supercross because they got ultra stiff forks, ultra stiff suspension. They got sand falling in between their tear-offs. It's just a huge mess on the track. There's actually gonna be 5 lanes crossing the start on this track, so it zigzags all across the stadium as usual. It's a long, sweeping right-handed first turn, so riders that stick their leg out coming into the corner, they won't be able to use the rear brake. Lots of rhythm sections and a back-to-back whoop section. That makes it gnarly for the riders. Gonna make it ultra taxing on the track. All right, guys. So talking about the TV schedule for Anaheim 1, it's gonna start 2 hours earlier than usual, which I'm personally a fan of. I like going to bed early, waking up early. So the main event, or the night show, starts at 5 p.m. rather than 7 p.m. That means we'll get out of there. The races will be over with by 8 p.m. rather than 10 p.m. So much better. Also, to watch the race, you'll be able to watch it on the USA channel or Peacock Premium. So Peacock is back once again. All the races throughout all Supercross season long, and even outdoors and SMX playoffs, will be live on the Peacock Premium streaming service. $5.99 for the month, or it is $59.99 for the year. So $6 a month, or you could pay $60 for the year, save $12, you know, throughout the 12-month period. It's all going to be on Peacock Premium. You'll also be able to watch race day live on Peacock Premium as well, and then select races will be live on linear TV. Some of the rounds won't be, and Peacock will be the only place that you can watch it live. Also, if you miss Peacock and you don't want to sign up for it, if you miss it on USA channel and you don't set your DVR, you can watch it on Sunday at 11 a.m. on the NBC network. All right, now let's get into the rider list of the 450 class. It is a long list of riders who are new, changed teams, jumped up to the 450 class, or have new bikes. Starting off, though, is the MXGP World Champion. Yes, Jorge Prado is racing the first 3 rounds of the AMA Supercross Series before he heads back to Europe to race the MXGP World Championship. It's an honor to have Jorge Prado here. He's riding under the TLD Gas tent, the Twirly Designs team, but he's still going to be wearing his Thor gear, which is his sponsors from the Gas team over in Europe. Jorge Prado, he's been riding a lot of Supercross this offseason. We're excited to see how he does. And if that guy podiums at the first round or does well in the top 5 of the first 3 rounds, it'd be hard to imagine him leaving here to go back home to race the World Championship. So hopefully we see Jorge Prado battling up front. I think he's going to be a great guy. Obviously, Jett Lawrence, he's a 450 rookie in Supercross, but he won every single moto outdoors, so it's hard to count him as a rookie. Also winning the SMX playoffs and winning the finale in LA Coliseum fairly easily. Ridden the 450 all last year. He's got the same team, same bike. His brother's moving up to the class with him. I think Jett Lawrence is going to be hard to beat, with a lot of pressure off his shoulders, being that he is technically a rookie for Supercross this year. Behind him on the list, I have Chase Sexton. Chase Sexton is the 450 champion. He's going to have the #1 plate coming into Anaheim 1, but he has switched teams, all new bike from Honda to KTM. We're excited to see how Chase Sexton does on the new bike. Cooper Webb also changed teams from KTM last year, now back with the Star Racing Yamaha team, a team he's won with prior in the 250 class. He's had a lot of success with them. He did race the Super Motocross finales on Star Racing Yamaha. Wasn't the best results for him. He also raced in Paris in France just a couple weeks ago. Wasn't the best results for him over there either, but we can imagine that he'll have a chip on his shoulder at Anaheim 1, looking to prove that he's worthy of being at the top step again. He's a 2-time Supercross champion. We're excited to see how he does on the blue bike. Eli Tomac, he's got a question mark behind him because he hurt his Achilles tendon. He tore it at the Denver Supercross finale. He was on track to win the Supercross championship last year. That injury put him out. Now he's making a huge comeback for Supercross in 2024. He was unstoppable at Anaheim 1 last year. You guys remember he was leading. He crashed. He came back past multiple riders to win the main event at A1. First time for him last year, and of course, he'll try to back it up again this year. More riders on the list. Hunter Lawrence has jumped up to the 450 class alongside his brother, Jett Lawrence. He's not going to have a lot of pressure on his shoulders, being that he is a 450 rookie. rookie, but he showed in the Paris Supercross a couple weeks ago that he can battle with his brother and run ultra consistent laps. So excited to see how he does. Of course, Jason Anderson, Kawasaki, he's remaining with that team, but they have a new 2024 KX450 model, which will take some time to work out the bugs on the track. We'll see if it's either a benefit for him or if it's something that's going to take a couple weeks for him and both Adam Cianciarulo to learn on the track. So Adam Cianciarulo and Jason Anderson, same team, new bike for 2024. Dylan Ferrandis switched from Star Racing Yamaha to Phoenix Honda. It's a privateer team with factory support from Honda. We're excited to see how Dylan Ferrandis does on that new team. Also, Christian Craig and Malcolm Stewart, both coming off of injury. Craig's been healthier for a little bit longer. Malcolm Stewart, he got hurt at round 2 last year. Excited to see how he does. Both Christian Craig and Malcolm Stewart are on the same bike as last year, but they had injuries, so that puts another asterisk next to their name heading into Anaheim 1. Colt Nichols and Benny Bloss riding for the new factory Beta team. Excited to see how they do and excited to see how Beta does in their first 450 Supercross season. Justin Hill, he's returning with Team Tedder KTM, but he's on a new bike. Last year they were on the old 2022 KTM 450 platform. Now he's on the new generation KTM 450 for 2024. Shane McElrath, he returns to the HEP Suzuki team along with Kyle Chisholm. They both rode Supercross last year. Shane McElrath rode a couple different bikes outdoors. He rode for the Rick Ware Racing in the World Supercross Series. Freddie Noren, he returns to Mad Parts Kawasaki for Supercross. He rode for them in Supercross last year. He rode for HEP Suzuki outdoors last year in the SMX rounds last year. So he's back with Kawasaki and the Mad Parts team. And he has a new number 22. This is the first year that Chad Reed wasn't able to renew his numbers, being that he hasn't raced since 2020. We're excited to see Freddie Noren debut the number 22 at Anaheim 1. Derek Drake, he moved up from the 250 class to the 450 class on the Bar X Suzuki. So that's a long list of riders that either have new bikes, they're coming off of injury, or they've switched teams. Getting into the riders who haven't had big changes, Ken Roczen is at the top of that list. He won 450 main event at Indianapolis last year on his RMZ Suzuki 450. Nothing has changed on the bike, nothing has changed on the team. Ken Roczen is building on the momentum he had last year. He's looking to do even better in 2024, and I'm excited to see how he does on a Suzuki. Justin Barsha, he's returning on the same bike. He did get injured though at the LA Coliseum Super Motocross finale, and he spent a lot of time off the bike, so he's coming in under the radar. Aaron Plessinger, he is also returning healthy and on the Red Bull KTM team, same program he had last year. And Dean Wilson also returning for another season with the Firepower Honda team. And don't forget about Justin Cooper. I almost forgot, but this guy is a beast in the 450 class. He pointed out of the 250 division after winning the 2021 250 West Coast Championship. Also to mention, there's 17 riders in the 450 class that have won at least a 250 Supercross Championship, and even some of them 450 Supercross Championships already. But Justin Cooper, he's moving up to the 450 class. You guys might remember he jumped into the 450 class for 5 rounds last year in the middle of the season, and he was within the top 10 at all 5 rounds. So excited to see how Justin Cooper does in the 450 class full time. Let us know in the comments who you think will win the 450 championship and who you think will win Anaheim 1. As for the 250 class, I don't really want to dive into them too much because we don't have an official word on the full roster as of yet. The teams always pick their fastest riders to race Anaheim 1, the guys that are most ready, and then the guys who are maybe recovering from injury or taking more time to adjust to their new bikes, they save them for round 5, which is when the 250 East Coast Championship will start off in February. We do know, however, RJ Hampshire, he's planning to race west. We know Julian Balmer, the 250 rookie for Red Bull KTM, he's planning to race west with Tom Vial going east. We also know that Garrett Marchbanks and Phil Nicoletti, they'll represent Club MX Yamaha on the west coast. And we know that Joe Shimoda will also be racing west as well, as Chance Hymas is recovering from his knee surgery and just getting back on the bike, getting ready for 250 East. So there's a long list of question marks in the 250 class, namely Hayden Deegan. A lot of West Coast fans who grew up watching Hayden race here in Southern California want to see him at Anaheim 1, but there's question marks leading that he might be racing the 250 East Coast Championship. Let us know in the comments who you want to see at Anaheim 1. I do know, however, the Triumph team will not be making their debut at Anaheim. J-League Swoll and Evan Ferry will be racing the 250 East Coast starting off in February. And if you haven't heard about it yet, the MXA Fantasy app is available for free to download online now. Check it out. I'm super proud of our test rider, Justin Lee. He's a pro Supercross motocross guy, and he's an app developer for MXA. It's the first fantasy app for motocross and supercross that you'll be able to download. You don't have to go to a third-party website to check your picks and put them in. It's all available for free right there on the MXA app. Easy to put them in, easy to check the results after the race, and easy to create your own private party within the app. Send the link to your friends and play against each other. Grab your friends, download the app, and sign up now. And before you go, make sure you check out some more MXA tested videos. As you can tell, we're at the MXA office right now, Glen Helen Raceway, testing some more two-strokes today. We've been pumping out lots of cool videos. We got a beta video where we test a 125 versus a 200 two-stroke, both super fun bikes. Also, our 450 shootout is out now. We're super proud of how that video came out. Check it out to see how your favorite 450 ranked within our lineup. Thank you guys for watching this video. We'll have more in-depth interviews and coverage from Anaheim 1 and all the Supercross rounds. San Francisco is round 2. It's the first time they're going back to San Francisco since 2010. So we're excited to send Trevor Nelson up there and get lots of cool content. Anaheim is round 1, San Francisco round 2, San Diego round 3, and Anaheim 2 is round 4. Lots of stuff in California. Excited for the season to kick off. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. A little confusing also. You got a Cooper Webb and a Justin Cooper, but and if you don't like the mustache, leave a comment.